I got to kick this thing off. Can I kick it off? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ladies and gentlemen, listen.
Hi, I'm Marika Moore, and if you want to get all up in my business, you should check out my new book, Unsolicited Marriage Advice, where I provide an analysis of the best marriage advice that I've received over the past 16 years or so. So head on over to Amazon and buy it now.
Conversate with Us Radio presents the Man Listen Show. We're the blackest radio show on the internet. We bring you our opinion on topics that affect the black community in an effort to enlighten, enrich, and empower every brother and sister that falls under the sound of our voice. We operate on the no-hating frequency, so be prepared for us to keep it 100% real and 100% black all the time. Please follow the show on Facebook and Instagram at Man Listen Show. You can subscribe to the show on YouTube. Click that bell icon. Go to the link in our bio on Instagram. You can buy our merchandise like this one right here. Monique was right. Buy our books, and just make sure you tell everybody about the blackest radio show on the internet, the Man Listen Show. I'm your host, Mark B. Let's bring the crew in. Shout out to C. So, major news today. Hate to date the show, but right-wing pundit Charlie Kirk, we're going to call he was assassinated, murdered, what you want to say? You got to be at a certain level.
Killed.
Killed. Yeah, you got to be at a certain, unalived, so we don't get, we don't get flagged by YouTube. I think you got to be at a certain level of, celebrity or political stature to be assassinated or what have you. But he was at a rally in Utah at a university, and he was shot, and he succumbed to the injuries, the wound or whatever, the getting shot. And a lot of people have been talking about it. How do you feel this will impact Black people, considering he was, I would say, an extreme right-wing pundit? He was known for, talking trash about Martin Luther King Jr. I think he called George Floyd a scumbag. He was anti-DEI, all of those things. So, when this happened, what were your initial thoughts, and, how you think that impacts Black people? That's what the show is about, Black people. Now, don't get scared to jump on it now. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all go ahead, but keep it. We still got to work. So
no, I think this is going to be another divide for Black people.
And what
I
way?
think because the type of malice and the lack of concern for human life that people have been displaying today has been disgusting to me personally. I don't care what he had to say. He's still a person. I think that me and my personal religious beliefs, which is why I could never be Christian, is that we're all connected.
Shots at Christians, but don't nobody throw no shots at the Wiccan shit. You know what I'm saying? So
literally throw shots at it all day. Matter of fact, I literally just saw a post that somebody liked talking about how we be manipulating and persuading people. I wish we could manipulate and persuade people to care about all human life, and then maybe we wouldn't have these problems. But anyways, I digress. My point is that somebody died, and it's not something to rejoice over. And he had views that we were opposed to, but so do millions of other people. Do we want all of them to die? Like, what's the end goal there? Like, how is this helping us? Like, really, it's better for people to be converted into seeing what's common sense, obviously, that all people should be treated the same or equally or whatever. The goal is for us all to come to a common place of understanding. The goal isn't to murder off all the people that don't agree with us, because then we're no better than them. Like, honestly, I do not want to be the oppressor. I have no interest in being the oppressor. I have no interest in obtaining the power that oppressors have, or displaying any type of behaviors or, tactics that the oppressor displays. That shit don't interest me at all. I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible that somebody died today. I think it's more terrible that him dying and us debating about it overshadowed the fact that there was a school shooting, another school shooting. I think the thing that we should be talking about is gun violence. And then even though he tried to make it about, whatever his racism and what he wanted to think about, his death and the shootings at the school today highlight the problem that our country has a huge gun violence problem. And until we do something about that, we're going to continue to have incidents like this. And whether that brings us together in unison over policies that are going to restrict guns in the hands of people who need mental health services, who are political radicals, or anything else, that's what we should be talking about. Unifying ourselves over getting laws passed that help us do better. So, yeah, no. But also, this is an emotional week for me. So, forgive me. Death is not my favorite thing this week. So,
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I was indifferent when I heard about it, but it really didn't move me one way or the other, to be honest with you. I heard of the guy. I wasn't really too up on, a lot of what he had going on and things like that. So it really wasn't um, anything that I'm gonna lose sleep over one way or the other. Like I do think there's other pressing matters that probably are more important. You know.
Well, I would say this. Let me quote Charlie Kirk. Okay. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe. So when you talk about, having a problem with gun violence and all of that, he didn't. He felt like, it's okay for people to die as long as we can still keep our guns. And the other thing that I hate is that, you said, oh, well, we shouldn't want people to die because they have different views. That motherfucker hated us. He was a racist. He was a racist. And no, I'm not rejoicing in anybody dying. I don't get off on seeing that man get shot or anything like that, but I won't lose an ounce of sleep because he wouldn't have lost an ounce of sleep over any of us, any of our family members, any of our children at all. And the reality is, he was a racist up until his last second. His last second, they asked him about mass shootings, and he was like, what are you talking about? Gang violence? Then he got popped. So I guess he died doing what he loved, being racist. So, for me, I understand people's sensitivity and not wanting to be like other folks. And I definitely believe in karma. So that's why I'm not, throwing a pep rally or anything like that. But to sit here and try to shame people because they indifferent or because they're telling the truth about what he said. Those were his words. Those were his beliefs. So this is what you said. We're gonna repeat it. That's being kind. So that's how I feel about it. And I really don't understand these we six boss people who up here trying to shame folks for not being sad about a racist, meeting his untimely demise. He wouldn't have cared about you.
what happened to just be quiet?
That deals with black people.
But literally, if you don't have anything to say, I mean, he died. If you're not sad about it or you're indifferent about it, just don't speak about it. It's okay to not talk about it. It's okay to not comment.
It's okay
You're
not it's
commenting
okay
and
it's
saying he
okay
got
to
what he
not shame
deserved
me.
is
It's
exactly
okay to not
rejoicing.
shame me when I say, hey, listen, that racist piece of shit was racist all the way to the end. Am I lying?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine for you to say that. I mean, that's your position and you can say whatever you want to
That's
say. But
his
I'm saying
position.
don't associate that with being kind, though. There's nothing kind about that. It's unnecessary. He has a family, he has children, and
They
he's a
probably hate you
person.
too.
Probably. That doesn't move me one way or the other. It's a lot of people that hate me. Our color, other colors, I don't care. they're still people and I still want them to do well one way or the other. But my thing is we could just not say anything. And then we spend so much time like trying to like get people back because he was racist and he talked all this mess about us talking about him and his death is not going to change anything. It's not going to change the impact he had. It's not going to change the policies that were made behind the things that he talked about. It's not going to change anything for us. That's wasted energy. That's wasted time. I don't care about discrediting him in life or in death or any of that. I'm focused on uplifting us. And that doesn't include putting down anybody else who's against us, for us, or whatever, especially not in death.
I don't remember anybody putting them down.
Racists get shot every day, man.
I don't remember anybody putting them down. Who put them down?
A lot of people. A lot of people. The internet's been going crazy. You can't say you haven't seen the internet going crazy.
No, I feel like most people are like me who, like, hey, listen,
Most people on your feeds.
most people,
Yeah.
most people,
I was going to say
exactly.
you.
Most people are like me that I've seen
Right.
are like, hey, listen, what's for dinner? Because
But you could
while
just
we
not
may
say
not
nothing.
wait, can I finish? But while we may not, well, I may want to say more. I really want to say more, right? But just in case that little thing called karma comes back, I ain't gonna say it all. But I can speak the truth about what he is and his legacy. So when I go, people can say everything. It's all on. Hey, we got what? Well, how long we been doing this show? Damn near 10 years? Well, pre-pandemic, how long we been doing this?
And definitely pre-pan. It was 18,
Pre-pandemic,
17,
18,
something
So
like
maybe
19,
what?
that.
something.
So maybe pandemic was 19. So we started with 17, something like that. 16,
Somewhere, yeah,
17.
17, 18,
So
somewhere.
they got 9 years to take. And if they want to pull it out and be like, this is what he said, it's fair. It's fair. So I don't want to hear all the boo-hooing because people want to talk about what he said. He said
Tell
it.
you what, they better wait. They better wait till I calm down before they roll that footage. Because
Hey, and guess
you can
what?
say whatever you want to say, but you still gonna catch these hands. There'll be consequences and
You
repercussions.
listen, and I appreciate the love. But what I'm saying is there's freedom of speech in this world.
Yeah.
But freedom of speech comes with consequences. Now,
Mhm.
Mhm.
let me be clear. Do I believe that he should have been murdered? No, I don't. No, I don't believe he should have been shot. I don't believe he should have been killed. I don't believe he should have been taken from his family. But I'm not. I don't. Listen. I don't feel any way about it. But I'm gonna talk about him. He talked about us. Talk about Dr. King. Talk about George Floyd. Call him a scumbag. I remember when we had a show talking about how emotionally wrecked we were seeing George Floyd get murdered, and he gonna call him a scumbag? Did he show that decorum that we're showing? No. So I am being kind about only just talking about the words he said. I definitely could go further for sure. But yeah, and it's a shame because I was sitting there thinking too, I was like, we talking about this dude, and you got people who were shot at a school in Colorado, and we're not even talking about that. We become so desensitized. We become so desensitized to it, that this sensational piece right here has overshadowed something that everybody should be against. Everybody should be against.
Right.
Everybody should be against shooting in schools and our babies not being protected, our teachers not being protected.
Hmm.
It's a damn shame that being an educator is one of the dangerous jobs in the country.
Right.
For sure.
And not
And
even just gun violence, just violence.
yeah, just violence, but particularly the gun violence aspect is probably the most important. I'm gonna say important, but the thing that stuck out to me the most is, like you said, karma. And yeah, it's just interesting to see people's responses uh, when it hits close to home. When the gun violence that usually they see portrayed by these evil people or against these people that deserve it and stuff like that, because the congressman and the legislature, I don't remember them having midday moment of silence or prayer for the Minnesota uh, congressmen or local people that got shot. Now they weren't, and this guy isn't even an elected official. He's 100% partisan, So for now to see that the hypocrisy is telling.
And I think being offended by the hypocrisy and the things that they're doing, with Trump talking about let's go flags half mast until Sunday, like children were just killed again. You ain't thought about flags going half mast for these children, these citizens at all. Please just stop talking. But we understand that that's who he is. I don't want to ever get to a point where I'm at that level or I'm doing anything that makes sense to his brain ever, because that's insane. But no, I mean, I agree that there's a difference between speaking the truth and speaking the truth with malice, but I also think there's a time and a place for things. Literally just happened today. I'm like, you can say what you have to say, but you can also give people some time to grieve without jumping in and all these comments. The comments are crazy. And like we were saying, like your feed may be mildly respectful, but that's not the general tone of the commentary about his death. Like the general tone is just like too bad, so sad, which is it's commentary
Fair.
on humanity in general.
It's fair.
It's commentary on our humanity. Who have we become? You just said we've been desensitized. My child asked me, did I want to see a video of somebody getting shot in the neck? I said, no, do not send it to me. She's like, it's a crazy angle. That is a child. Like, and it's just Wednesday.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's just another Wednesday in the US,
And that's
So,
insane.
yeah.
That's sad.
A couple different people sent it to me, and I, at least they gave me warning, so I kind of knew what it was. I didn't even look at it, so really had
No, I said, no, I don't want to see that shit. I
I
don't want to see someone get murdered.
I looked at it. It's it's disturbing to see for sure. Um, yeah, it's crazy. But to your point though, I don't think that you could be mad at people who refuse to take the high road, because there's certainly situations where you wouldn't take the high road just
Have we
because
met?
just because this happens to be one where you're on the moral high horse. I don't think that um people are wrong to not be dismayed or be disappointed in humanity. Where's the humanity when they doing the shit that they do to us? And
No,
to many, that's the trick bag. To say, hey, listen, you shouldn't, you need to be better. What's that? When they go low, we go high, that type of stuff. I'm not saying that I'm doing it. I'm not saying that I will do it, but I understand.
no. My stance is not that I don't understand people's position. I said, of course, I get angry at everything. I'm the most easily annoyed human probably on the face of the earth. Everything annoys me and everything angers me. So, I mean, this is just par for the course for me. But I mean, for me, when they go low, I go to hell. I literally will meet you and beat you wherever it is you choose to go. I will go there with you. But
Then how you get
like
mad at people for this then?
I just don't have any negative commentary about people dying. Like this person that you never met before was just killed in a crazy fashion on TV, and you jumped on your Twitter fingers and commented. But why though? Like even us having this conversation, to me, I would have more to say in life in this conversation than I would just on the internet for random everybody to read for forever. His family, his kids and stuff just jumping on the internet and seeing, oh well, your daddy was a racist, so fuck him. No. Like, that's crazy. Like, I'm more of a
But you do,
let's
but you do
argue right
know.
now and let me put my hands on you and then we can all go home and go back to what we got to do type of vibe. I don't want a permanent footprint of my anger out in the world all the time. I like my footprint to heal.
And that's admirable. Um, but that's admirable, period. However, I do think that there are people who have seen how despicable the other side could be. They didn't give any grace to George Floyd. They didn't give any. You pick somebody that's been murdered by the police or by the state. They find. So what did they do to Trayvon? They try to vilify him, right? They didn't give any grace to his damn mama or his daddy. They playing the videotapes of that piece of shit, George Zimmerman killing them and stuff, right? So while we won't do that, I don't think it's correct to say that people are wrong when they're meeting the energy that they receive. Because most of the time, we the one taking the L. So I understand when people are like, okay, well,
Yeah.
now it's your turn. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we always talk shit about them when they do it. But then we're not gonna talk shit about us when we do it. It's cool when we do it, but it's not when they do it. But then we want them to be mad at themselves when they do it. But now when we do it, like at
Well,
some
when you
point,
have, I mean, honestly, a lot of that comes from if there's not a real way to get quote unquote even, you got to take whatever, little steps you can to say, at least we got even, we got back. The grand scheme of it, they're up 1 billion to 10.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
know,
So when you get your 11, I mean, I understand it. That's just not,
I'm
I'm
not gonna
not,
do it, but I
yeah, yeah.
understand. Yeah, I
yeah, but
understand.
he's dead. So who are we getting the one up on? His kids?
No, white people,
It just feels
racist white
good.
folks,
It's
not
a
white
level
people,
of
racist white folks,
feeling good. That's a
MAGA.
lot of it. Yeah.
It ain't about to be. Nobody know their kids. They nobody know his kids or his wife, right? They don't know, but he represented MAGA, and most people fucking hate MAGA. So because of that, they're not gonna give him no quarter. He don't get no quarter. He don't get no sympathy. How you live your life not showing sympathy and then expect it from others?
I don't have any sympathy to give, but I have empathy.
For his family?
Hmm? Yeah, for
I,
people in general, for
I
the
would tell
earth,
you this. I would tell you,
for the fact that we're all enduring gun violence, for all of the children that sat there and watched somebody get murdered like that who thought it was okay to share that video. Like, to me, all of it is insane.
now that is crazy that basically we got faces of death on social media, right? And for those of us old enough to remember those movies that showed these type of things, you literally had to like be of a certain age
Right. Yeah.
and rent stuff. Now you just gotta, I just wanted to see it because people was like, I wish I hadn't seen that. And I was like, let me check this out. Is it that bad? Yeah, I mean, it was bad. It was bad, but
The
it,
fact
it,
that
it did drive home the point to me that shit that happened with Trump, that just solidified what I already thought. That shit was fake. That so-called assassination attempt on Trump, that shit was fake. Because number one, you don't get hit with no damn assault rifle and you just got a nick on your ear. And then how does your ear grow back? Come on, man.
so, but out of the millions of children that have watched this video, how many of them are getting therapy? How many of them are going to be the next school shooter? Because they've been watching death since they were babies and they just go up into school and this is how you solve your problems now. You just take mommy and daddy's gun out the safe or whatever, and you go in here and you shoot up the school because the teacher made you mad, because you're getting bullied. We got bullied in school. We did? We went home, we tried to make our jokes better. And then we went back. And then, you know what I mean? Everybody talked about how big my teeth was my whole goddamn life. You know what I did? I got better Jones. I'm funnier now because I was bullied as a kid. I'm hilarious. These kids,
Hey, I just came from a fellas trip and I got bullied the whole weekend. Now I'm damn near 50. But I'm gonna tell you this. I do think that we have a gun problem. I talk to people, I have friends, international. I'm well traveled, travel the world. I know people, and they like, how many guns you got? When I tell them how many guns I have, they like, are you serious? And I have nowhere near the amount of guns that these gun nuts have, right?
mhm,
So it's definitely a problem in the United States. Yes, are there probably children that are scarred by this? And what's probably even worse, though, Enrica, is that those children may not even know how that negatively impacts them because they see this
yeah,
stuff all the time. They play the video games. They have these things all the time. So they probably just like, okay, he got popped or what have you. But I think that we have to remind ourselves that the people who felt, go back to his quote, a couple of deaths a year are acceptable to protect our rights. They feel that way.
Mhm.
They feel like that's acceptable. They feel like we can tolerate all of these shootings that are happening at schools. That's MAGA. That's MAGA that feels that way.
It's
So
not, honestly though, that's not just MAGA. Anybody
not
who's a Second Amendment supporter and has been touched in their family by gun violence, and you still go out and purchase guns and all that kind of stuff, you're saying exactly the same thing.
no, no,
yeah.
because
He got
I don't
pushed
have a
into the
problem with
spotlight
limitations
by
on I don't
believers.
have a problem with limitations on guns. And I've had several family members murdered in the street. I
Hmm.
don't have a problem with it. I think that there definitely needs to be, I feel like we definitely need to be able to arm ourselves, especially black people.
But
Because
again,
guess
People are
what? Because guess
shocked.
what? This shit happened in Utah, one of the
yeah,
whitest of the whites. And I looked at
Mormons.
that crowd, I didn't see none of us there. But I bet you,
I'm sure it was.
I,
It's a
I bet you,
D1 college.
probably
The athletes.
A Pat Mahomes looking motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? MAGA Holmes. But um, but I don't have no problem with sensible gun regulations. They shooting up schools. I mean, I got family members who are educators. I'm not for that. No. But you see how they feel. And a lot of folks, I heard people say chickens come home to roost. Now, I'm not gonna go that far, but I understand what they mean.
Yeah. It's not necessarily chickens coming home to roost. It's just a more of a this is what happens in the United States. Enrique, you talk about people, kids seeing the violence. I was watching a documentary on Thurgood Marshall last night, and they were talking about how he got his start, and they were showing, how he went after a lot of these lynchings and stuff like that. And they were just, showing pictures of all the white kids just there, and those are, this is in the mid 1900s, so they're
Explain that.
grandparents and stuff now, you know what I mean, great grandparents, and that to them, so this violence, traumatic violence, is something that every generation of Americans has dealt with. Um, so it's not necessarily a new problem; it's just an American problem because of violence. A lot of it perpetrated against Black people specifically.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. And that's the point though. It's like it gets passed down and then it's getting perpetuated through the internet. So even if you're not passing it down and showing it to them directly, they're still picking it up. A lot of people are shocked that I have zero guns. They'd be like, you? I'd be like, no, I have none.
You main one that don't need ones as bad as your temper is.
As bad as my temper is, and obviously I have, certain mental health proclivities that preclude me from thinking that I know I don't need that in my house. So no, I don't. I never have. I never will. But at the same time, I also think that when you have guns, I think it, promotes taking things to the next level. Like, you know what I mean?
I think for some people it does. It gives them um, a false sense of bravery. Like, I,
Facts.
I own guns. But God's my bodyguard. And I remember when I said that on this show, I wish I could find the episode. I think it was C. I think it was C.
Somebody.
It had to have been the Republican where it was talking about, having protection or whatever. And I said, God's my bodyguard, and y'all laughed at me. So I don't feel the need, but I do believe just in case. Just like I won't talk bad about that racist piece of shit and him getting murdered. No, he was a racist piece of shit. He was. Am I lying?
I think that's talking bad about him.
I'm not talking bad about him getting murdered. I just said I don't feel like he should have been unalived for it.
Hmm.
So, but me calling him what he is what he is. He probably embraced it. He probably lived in his truth. He lived in his truth up until his last minute. They talked about gun violence. You talking about gang violence. So no, I'm not. I'm being kind by just saying this is what he was.
I wonder why his people wanted him gone.
Hey,
They're not his people though. Those weren't probably. I don't know who it was, but
I mean, the first person that they had that they detained was like an old white man.
Yeah.
Then
okay.
they said that maybe I think he was cleared, but they had somebody else in custody.
That person got released too.
You can't blame this on Chicago.
No, but that's one of them things
Trump gonna
where
run the National Guard in Utah?
no, because
Ain't no point.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Can't blame this
Yeah,
on Chicago. So to y'all's point, this is a national problem.
right. Mhm.
This is a national problem, and I just want to say, I thought from what I saw, because this is all fluid, this just happened. I don't think anybody died in the school shooting that happened today. I think people were definitely hurt. You can look it up and see. But regardless, my thoughts and prayers to the family. Like I couldn't imagine, you sending your child to school
Mhm.
and then, there's a possibility that they don't come back to you. That I couldn't imagine. But my thoughts and prayers for them, for sure. But what is the solution? Because folks not gonna give up their guns.
Mm.
Is this?
It does look like they just have gunshot wounds.
Yeah, I didn't think anybody was murdered.
And
Thankfully,
the shooter was dead from
Well,
self-inflicted gunshot wounds.
absence the
The
not
shooter,
even common sense gun laws, but very, very strict gun laws.
16-year-old male, filling the gaps there.
Uh, absence of that, there really is nothing that can be done until I mean generations down the line and some of these guns is gone. That's really the only thing I mean,
well, and to me, it's never gonna happen.
yeah.
When Sandy Hook happened, yeah, and they said, "No, we ain't gonna make no changes." I said,
No, when they
Mhm.
tried to say
I,
they was lying.
I said, these
Yeah.
motherfuckers are sick. These
Hmm.
motherfuckers are sick. If you feel this is acceptable, and this was all, to my knowledge, there was mostly white kids.
Kindergarten.
Yeah, they was.
Kindergartners.
And then you got Uvalde happening. Law enforcement scared to go in. The parents said, "Hey, forget it. We're gonna go in and save our babies."
Hmm.
You
Listen,
know, and it's like if you're okay with children being murdered, that lets you know that hey, listen, there's no solution. Because here's the thing, they are, if they feel like it's a problem, they'll send the National Guard in. You see what Trump trying to do?
Hmm.
They get a what's the name? Fannie Willis. Fannie Willis will lock up the what's Young Thug's little gang YSL. They'll throw a RICO on people. They'll throw a RICO on you and clean it up when they want to. But if you're not even willing to clean up stuff that's impacting your own babies, that talks about how sick and demonic you are, in my personal opinion. I want my children protected at all times.
Yeah. Hmm.
telling you, the Jetsons was prophetic. It's the reason why them kids was in class together on screens and not in there together.
Shit, we tried that, and most of them kids was we just tried that during the pandemic. Them motherfuckers was
Hey,
failing, parents was beating on them. And we,
exactly.
hey,
Them kids weren't
them
actually in
parents was
school.
talking about this is slavery. You mean I got to teach my kids? Nah, send them back to the teachers. Y'all remember
Yeah,
that?
I
Yeah.
do. But also, I think the Jetsons had it a step further where they had the actual monitors. They could look around and see who was in class with them. And actually, I don't know when the last time y'all seen the
But
Jetsons, but
it might not be too far away though,
It's
because
been
I
a while.
saw
that's
on the internet where Khalees She lives in Africa, and I follow her for educational purposes. Wink, wink.
Yeah,
That's not why.
she's always spitting knowledge. She
Right,
always
right.
has a
But
key. Yeah,
but
In
one
a
of
in
her
a
one of
very
her
in a
children,
very nice bikini top.
and she's all about showing
it's
the
hot in Africa. I
the
mean,
benefits of the motherland, and
yeah,
her planting and feeding folks and
yeah.
educating people about Africa. So yeah, she's very educational. But she talked on the podcast about how I think it was her youngest child, but one of her children, they're educated by AI. They sit down with an AI program for however many minutes or whatever, and the artificial intelligence can basically create, okay, based off your responses, how you retain the information. We can spend more time on this. We don't have to spend as much time on this. Her child is being taught by AI, so it
Mm,
ain't too far away.
Thank God my kids are grown.
man.
And I hope AI don't teach my grandkids shit. I
Listen,
am John Connor to the bullshit.
listen, you playing. I know educators right now. They spend more time trying to catch
Yeah,
students using AI to cheat. I remember when I was a kid, if I brought a calculator to school,
yeah,
that was damn near suspension. What is your problem? Right? You're cheating yourself. If I was willing to risk an ass whooping to sneak a calculator to school, what you think these little motherfuckers gonna do with some AI that can write their
man.
term paper for them?
Yeah, the AI, yeah, it's no, it's here. Yeah, it's here. So
It's a problem.
especially, I mean, I mean, you know, your daughter's in college. She probably got some info that you oh AI stuff that you have no clue about already.
Well,
It
they
ain't even
got
been a
stuff
month.
now where like when they take their exams, whatever they like, basically, they used to have this back in the day where they lock down your screen.
Hmm.
You can't use artificial intelligence. I personally believe that we need to find a way to help them use it, but still learn the information because it's not going to go away. Yeah, I remember when we first started talking about this. I was like, man, I ain't with that AI shit. Terminator. Have we not seen the movie? I know I said that several times in the show. But listen, I've embraced artificial intelligence. I use it to make my life easier, for sure.
Listen, I was like swamped. And I was like, dude, this argument is not coming together. I was like, let me see what Chat GPT will tell me to say. GPT has some dope shit. I was like, oh, this is dope. Let me see what this case is all about so I can use this in the rest of the argument. That case was fucking fictional. It was made up. The
Yeah.
whole thing was made up. It was made up. I was like, and these people, so many lawyers have been sanctioned and
Hmm.
like suspended for using AI because it's just made up. It's not real. You
Well, the
got to
thing
do the
about
work.
it is, I can't remember what they call it. I don't know if it's called mirages. It's something that is called where like it's not perfect. And ChatGPT will put it in disclaimers like, hey, ChatGPT is not perfect. Make sure you check. So if I were an attorney, yeah, I
Have your
could
lawyers.
you really have to like you have to have your base of knowledge to check and see. Now, if you just straight copy and pasting, no, you gonna get found out, right? And you got
Got to
and
be a better cheat than that.
people who use AI enough know how to recognize when somebody using AI. I remember when I used ChatGPT to write um a review for our tour guide in Africa. And I sent it to our group. I was like, yo, I just submitted my review. Make sure y'all do y'all. So one of the chick hit me up and said, hey, motherfucker, you used ChatGPT on that, didn't you? And I was like, how'd you know? She was like, you gonna never use all them frilly ass adjectives and shit when you talk. Like it was clear that that was not you, right? So I
Mhm.
mean, but there's a way that you can use it. I went to Invest Fest and there was a lady named Alicia Little and she talked about using AI to help run your business to make your life easier. Man, there's some powerful tools. There's definitely some powerful tools that will make your life. I mean, I use it for this show as well, but it's not going to replace human thought. And if it does, we're gonna have we already got a bunch of fucking dummies coming up in the next generation. This is
Too
just gonna
many.
make it worse.
COVID exposed that.
Uh,
So many kids got left behind in COVID.
I feel your child beat the odds because
Which one?
your youngest, because my youngest was a junior going into senior year during the pandemic, and it was a struggle, right? Because you're already dealing with senioritis, you're already dealing with the pandemic. Everybody's scared. I know everybody like, damn, when can we go back outside? The teachers didn't want to be bothered because they said, I don't want to get sick. Every day you get an email, hey, we had a COVID exposure, blah, 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 right? And I remember talking, I think I talked about this on the show before. I talked to an educator and I was like, yo, these kids gonna be fucked. You know, these junior high, and they was like, you ain't got we got enough time to fix the babies. It's the middle schoolers, because middle school is crucial because that's where all the emotions and learning how to deal with other people, learning how to function independently, that's where all that happens. So your child was probably around that age during that time, right? And if she's doing amazing things, but
But you forget she broke both of her arms.
I get that. I know the story.
So
But what I'm saying
she
is,
wasn't in eighth grade alone.
let's
I
not
was
take
in eighth
away,
grade with her.
but let's not take away how amazing she is. You ain't finna
Oh,
hate on
no,
what she.
no. She's dope
All
for
right.
sure. But eighth grade, I'm saying that 2020 thing, it took a lot out of a lot of people and parents, children, and I don't think that anybody ever properly addressed how that impacted them, teachers, students, parents, because a lot of times parents put their kids in better situations than themselves, and so their kids are ahead of them. So trying to help them through school during 2020, understanding you can't do half the stuff that your kids can do, struggling through that. I have a law degree. I struggled in the eighth grade. I mean, struggled. I was just like, we got a project on acceleration. What? Science? Math? My brain don't even do this stuff no more. Like I literally frustration, all of that. And it's like, but for parents who don't even have like any type of experience with that and having to struggle through that with their kids and stuff like that, all of that just got just ignored. And everybody just moved into the next grade. And everybody's just like, oh, okay, well, all right, fall in line. And it's just one of those things that I think is feeding into the situation that we're still having with these kids and these mental health issues and these the gun violence, all of this stuff. Like these people don't have like problem solving skills. There's no way a 16-year-old child thinks shooting up the school is the way to solve somebody being mean to them. Like you can't just punch them in the face and get suspended. Like why is shooting up the school even an option in your brain? Like all of it is something that we just skipped a step, I think, in
Well, I mean, and they
reintegrating.
what was the one that happened back in Colorado? The first one that they gained notoriety,
Columbine.
Columbine. I mean, they damn near made them,
Infamous.
yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Because I was gonna make some shit up, but you
Chat
know,
GPT. Yeah.
yes. I was about to do it. I was about to let y'all talk and be like, what was the school shooting in Colorado? I ain't gonna lie, I use that shit all the time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, hey, what was that? That's better than Google. Put it in Chat GPT, get your little answer,
Hmm.
whatever. But going back to AI, I saw where this attorney tried to use his AI avatar to present his case, and the judge was like, hold on. Wait, what is that? What is that? And she read him for filth. It was like, shut that off. She was like, you can tell she was like Hispanic from New York or whatever. And he was you said I'll try to whatever. But he was trying to use AI in court. Like literally, like here's my co-counsel on the screen.
What?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
He
Yeah.
don't got a different a number for the bar.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? There has to be a disconnect where
Yeah.
people we left something somewhere where people aren't like making the
The standard went
connections.
to shit when y'all fought tooth and nail to say Monique was not right when she said, "Hey, listen, stop coming out at the house with your bonnets and shit on." Now we
My
got
bonnet is the
now,
reason why these motherfuckers are
now,
stupid.
now we got people going to court and bondage. I said that to you. She was like, I thought this was just a visit. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Listen, but to be fair, I
She
kind of
didn't
did
know it
that
was a
the other
court date
day.
though. She didn't know it was a
I
court
had
date.
like on some regular clothes because I went to go see the prosecutor, and they was like, "Oh, well, you got to get the clerk to sign off on it." I was just like, I wasn't really prepared to go before the court. I just came to see the prosecutor, and they was just like, "Yeah, you still got to." I mean, I was in professional clothes, but I didn't have the jacket on. I've gotten yelled at for not having on a suit jacket before, so I got like a whole thing about it. I was like, "I got one in the car if I need to run out and get it." They was like, "Judge, not even on the bench yet. Just go get a new day from the clerks." I was like, "Oh, okay," but still if you don't know that you got to go before the judge and do a whole court thing, it's a different vibe. It is, especially in St. Louis where you could be waiting for 3, 4 hours and they used to lock the doors. So if you didn't make it on time, they would lock the doors and you would get a warrant. So you create this fear in this environment where people are scared to miss court and they like, well, I got to come straight from, oh, I almost missed it. I'm coming. However, I'm coming. Accept me how I'm coming. Don't create the fear and then not cater to it. I was gonna have a defense for my little bonnet baby.
No, she wasn't expecting all that. But speaking of court cases, before we go, just to lighten it up a little bit, what y'all think about them releasing all these not the video, audio recordings of Young Thug talking shit on everybody?
I don't
You think they're
understand
trying to
how
bring him
people.
down? Is it somebody? Because it's got to be the police. Because who else
Right.
has access to his recordings from jail? It's got to be the police. So I don't know, Enrique, you the attorney, you dealt with, criminality. Is it somebody on the inside getting paid because they had access to it? Or is this like, what do they say? Like
Freedom of Information
freedom of
Act.
information that can't be released. That seems like a violation. Like it seems like
So
a violation for the public to know it. I understand if you are in jail and you got an active case going on, you don't have any privacy. I understand that. But for it to be released to the public, that don't seem right.
so I have this thing where I'll be mid call and my face will hit the little recorder thing and it'll be like this call is now being recorded. So to me, in my mind, if it's that easy to record calls now, me doing it on accident, I think I know people in jail get bored, and the only thing they can do is sit on the phone and talk. So if I'm clout chasing, like so many of these people do, Young Thug called me. I'm like, "What you think about this situation?" And he gets to running his mouth about what he think for the situation. I'm recording it. They not releasing like the professional jail call. They're not like getting a subpoena from the jail and record. They just recording him
Uh,
talking on a
I
phone
thought
call. Like if
I
you
thought it
call me
was
from jail and I ask you about, that's why I'm releasing the part that I want to release. Like they're not releasing what prompted him to start talking about that. Like these calls always start with him just going in off all willy nilly. This man didn't wake up and call his homeboy from the eighth grade and then start talking about whoever he's talking. I don't even know. I haven't listened to it, but
He was talking to his
my thing
girlfriend and
is,
he was making like
and his other girlfriend.
he was talking to his girlfriend, his other girlfriend. He was talking about Glorilla is unattractive,
yes, yes,
which was a lot of damn nerve when you look at him, right? It took a whole lot of damn nerve to say some shit like that.
the most nerve.
And
But
he
again,
apologized
if
for it, but my thing is like
he's just talking, he
this does
bored.
not seem like you're right because on Team Apple, I fat faced, so they got on the phone now, and I accidentally fat faced. I was like, hold on, and I just turn it off real quick, right?
Mhm.
And to your point, we live in a shout out to Deontay Kyle. He said this. So I don't know if people think I'm stealing his material, but we do live in like a surveillance state. Like they already said, like going back to Charlie Kirk, it was like we got a closed circuit TV. We want to try to match it up or whatever. But and one of my friends said it. It's crazy to me that you just saw this man get murdered, and your first inclination is not to run. Your first inclination is to pull out your phone and record. So we
Nah.
live in a surveillance state, right? So there is no privacy is out the door.
Already.
It's out the door.
Yeah.
A lot of us gave it up. We gave up privacy for Clear, TSA pre-check. They got your eyeballs, they got your facial recognition. They got all listen, it don't matter. They got your face too. You
No. They do. I was like, I'm not signing up for none of that stuff. They're not getting my information. My brother was like, girl, you've been arrested. They got all your information
They
in the
already
system.
got it.
They
I said,
already
you
got
got
it.
it
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
I said,
They already
eyeball
got it.
me,
They got
please.
your fingerprints. They got your eyeball. They got everything.
Yep.
They
I
can
was
do
like, you
whatever.
right.
They can
Why am
do
I hindering my
whatever.
travel?
But my thing is though, my
I was
point.
reading the I was reading a story about a girl who was a twin girl in China. She was taken from her parents, and adopted in the US. Well, they knew she had a twin. They used facial recognition and somehow found her twin sister on the internet.
Mm,
No DNA, but like some facial, recognition type stuff because they were twin, like they were
yeah.
identical twins.
Was you
How
just at
crazy
the
is
mall
that?
last
They, they
weekend?
they got they got a Facebook group and people have been talking bad about it where they're like, hey yo, this is my friend from 8th grade. We was in Germany at Hapsburg Air Force Base. She moved and I haven't seen her again. I think her last name is blah 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 blah. You ain't even got to have the full name.
Yep.
And they posted in this Facebook group. It's a public Facebook group. And within 20 minutes, folks would be like, this is her. This is where her mama live. This is
Yeah.
where such and such live. And people was like, at first it was kind of like, there's some heartwarming stories that people
Hmm.
was like, my dad died. This is the picture I have of him. I want to meet his family. And there's connecting folks. And people was like, hey, yo, what if it's a stalker motherfucker to come over here with just a nice story? Y'all can help
Exactly.
them find somebody. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
for
saying?
sure.
It's
Hmm.
crazy. But back to the point, I gotta think if you a criminal, young thug, you gotta think though that and maybe he was just let me give him I don't want to give him any grace because I think he's a reprehensible person. Um, but I gotta think maybe I've never been in jail. But maybe in jail, you're bored out your mind. And when you're talking to somebody on the outside, you're a celebrity. And so instead of me gossiping about, oh, Rika went to the club and got drunk and she got into a fight with two hoes and this, that, and the other, he talking about his peers. Not thinking, he probably was thinking like, it's a good chance I might not get out. But then he got out and now you chatty patty and
Chatty
everybody
Patty, boy.
you chatty patty and
Man,
everybody knows. But what I don't understand though is whoever's releasing them, what are they getting out of it other than a payday? Are you trying to
They
bring him
selling them.
are you trying to bring him down though? Or is it just is this about a payday?
it's about the
Payday.
payday.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
I'm telling you, it seems like to me, somebody was basically interviewing him. Somebody was throwing out cues and seeing how he responds to it. Or what you think about Glorilla? Or what you think about this?
No,
Or
no, no, no,
dang,
no. It
you
was
and
it was him
Mariah
talking to
tight.
his girlfriend. It was this was organic conversation for sure.
Kind it
So you're saying his girlfriend is in on it in your opinion?
yes, yes. These anything that gets released to me, what are you trying to tell me? The government don't even turn over them recordings to me until they're using them against you. They don't just sift through all 12,000 people in the jail running their mouths to their
Every day,
cousins and
yeah.
stuff like
I
that.
thought that
No,
they had
they
somebody
they hit
listening the
for
whole
kill
time. Like while you on the phone, they
on
listen.
On
everybody.
everybody, yeah. You know how many people that in the jail
No,
that
they hit.
require?
It's like it's probably some AI in there hitting on keywords and
Hey,
shit.
hey, look, that'd be a perfect job for a nosy motherfucker. 'Cause
Yeah.
you getting all the
Hey, but
you
they
getting
get
all the
bored too,
dirt.
Pay you
though.
to do that? Pay you to be nosy? No, no.
Mm.
Them tapes only come up when you hit on keywords. You start talking about something, then they go back and listen to all your tapes.
And while you playing, they for sure got AI because there's AI shit right now that folks use for meetings to
Mhm.
transcribe your meeting, give you notes and outlines and everything.
Hmm.
So
My paralegal does that. Every single meeting, we do it on Zoom and we record the meeting and AI translates and sends me the transcript. So when I search the case, I'll be like, what was I supposed to do? What was they talking about?
Mm.
This. Yeah. I do that on every single meeting for my Georgia cases, not my Missouri cases. Not that that matters, but
I mean, it's a tool though. It's a tool.
Yeah.
It's a tool to make you
yes,
more efficient for sure.
I'm saying, but yeah, that absolutely is a thing. AI transcribing conversations and all that, that's absolutely a thing.
But before we go,
So,
y'all think they
but
trying to take him down, or is it just? But y'all say it's just about the money.
Just about the
Because I
money.
don't see him being the leader of any
Down from what?
I do
Yeah, I
see.
was about to say take him down. I mean, he's already taken himself.
I mean, I don't know. You know, there's some folks that like Young Thug.
Yeah, no, there
But
are a
down
lot of
from what though? Because if you like his music, you still gonna like his music. I don't understand that.
Not if you were here to the G code, you know, you talking about, you know, thugs on, you know, gangsters silent and all this old shit, but clearly that's not the case, right?
Man, people have so misconstrued the G code that they don't even know what it is no more.
No, they sure don't.
The G code is if we do something together and then I snitch on you. If you just out here doing dumb stuff and I comment on it, that's on you.
I've always said that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
when people
But
talk
that's
about civilians talking to police, they civilians. They supposed to talk to police. Now, we do some shit together, and I'm like, hey man, we caught. I saw somewhere a dude called his boy. It was like, hey man, they got us. It's like, no, fuck, they got you, and
look
you
at
calling
you.
right,
me,
right.
and you calling me. But anyway, man, listen, I'm in all seriousness, black people. I want you to keep your head on the swivel. Um, racist white folks do not take L's lightly. And they will find a way to spin this to put it back on us. So keep your head on the swivel. If you are somebody who is disturbed by those type of images, it's okay to say, I don't want to see it. And if somebody sends it to you without a disclaimer or anything like that, go ahead and cuss them out, because that's not right. I have people do that to me all the time. They send me stuff, somebody getting beat on, you know, whatever. And I'll be like, damn, dude, I was having a good day. Why would you just send me this? And they're like, oh, my bad, my bad. I should have put a disclaimer. Or just don't send it to me.
Yeah, just
There's
don't
other stuff
send
for us to
it.
talk
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
You know what
Why
I
do
mean?
you think
Like,
I want
I
to
don't
just
like
sit
racists
and
to
watch
death.
that? Why do you think I just want to sit and watch that?
Right. You know, and because of this show, a lot of people send me stuff. I'm like, bro,
Mm.
just leave that alone. But, you know, listen, what they say, you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. So when we go back to the first topic, I'm just not going to say nothing.
Anymore.
I didn't
Else.
say
I'm not gonna say nothing else.
I did not say nothing about. I said nothing bad about him getting murdered. Did I? Let's clarify. Did I say anything bad about him
You're
getting
not. You
murdered?
said you're not gonna say nothing. Yeah, don't worry about
No,
it.
no, 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 no. Y'all like to hold me accountable. Did I say?
No,
Did I say? Did I say he should have been murdered? I
I'm
said
holding you accountable by you saying you're not gonna say anything. So don't say anything.
okay. I think we talked about it enough. Make sure you go to our YouTube, click our bell icon to be notified of our upcoming episodes. Go to our bio. Hey, it's almost cuffing season. It's starting to get a little cool. Get your man listen hoodie. You know what I'm saying? Fellas, don't let your girl steal it though. Keep it, buy two. One for her, one for you. She probably gonna steal yours anyway. So buy two. But anyway, do that. Make sure you tell a friend about the Blackest Radio Show on the internet, the Man Listen Show. We'll house you next time. Peace. Man, we should have C, the Republican, on the show. See what she got. Hey, C would have been raw with it though. Games.